I was 10 years old when I got my first glimpse. I remember the hot vinyl seat searing the back of my legs as I sat toward the back of a school bus full of other young ball players, returning from a Little League field trip to a White Sox game up in Chicago. The whole day had been amazing. Seeing those players take the field, actually witnessing my first live game, and stepping foot into a major league stadium, and feeling the roar of that crowd was electrifying. Of course, every one of us kids from every one of those Joliet teams wore a glove to the game, just hoping and dreaming that we might be lucky enough to snag a foul ball as we sat in the stands. The thought of actually catching, touching, holding on to a Major League Baseball was about as big a thrill as my 10-year-old mind could imagine. Then it happened. The windup, the pitch, the clock of the ball as it cracked off a Louisville slugger, high and shallow down the left field line, arcing foul and coming right for us. Every kid stood with his glove in the air. I remember squinting into the sun, doing everything I could to wish that ball directly into my hand. It came close, but I just couldn't reach it. One of the other team's coaches snagged that ball out of the sky as if it were tossed directly to him. So there we were, rolling back toward Joliet when that coach stood up and told everyone to quiet down. He stood at the front of the bus with that Major League Baseball in hand, tossing it and recatching it a couple of times before holding it high above his head so every one of us could see it. "When we get back," he said, "we're going to all line up and I'm going to throw this ball, and whoever gets it can have it." I nearly fell over. I wanted that ball more than anything I'd wanted in my entire life. The whole ride home, all I did was keep thinking about that ball. A Major League Baseball. Mine for the taking. I couldn't believe my luck. My knees bounced up and down with anticipation as we pulled into Highland Park. As soon as that bus driver opened the door, we all burst out and ran onto the field. There must have been 30 of us boys, all lined up at our home plate, staring out across the baseball diamond to the chest-high wooden fence at the back of the outfield, chomping at the bit to get this ball. Even so, I kept thinking, that ball's mine. It was mine. I knew it. That coach got up in front of us on the pitcher's mound, while the other coaches and a few of the parents who had come to pick us up corralled us into a straight line so it would be fair to everyone. "Ready?" he said. "Yeah," the kids all shouted. "Are you ready?" he asked again. "Yeah," they all screamed louder, but not me. I was silent. I was focused on that ball, watching the red seam stitching go round and round as he turned it in his hand. Satisfied by the enthusiasm of that final shout, the coach turned around, pulled his right arm back, lifted his left leg, took a big, exaggerated hard step forward, and launched that ball in a massive arc all the way to the back of the outfield. I never took my eyes off it, even for a split second, even as my feet began to move beneath me. I wasn't conscious of just how fast I was running. I paid no attention to whether I was out in front or far behind those dozens of other competitors. All that mattered to me was that ball, and that ball was all I saw. Even as it hit the ground in the neatly trimmed grass, took one hard bounce and flew right over that fence to land in the overgrown mess of weeds on the other side. I watched that ball the whole way as I blew through the outfield and leaped over that fence like it wasn't even there. I was so focused, I didn't even stop to think about how to get over it. I just did it, as if I had leaped over 1,000 fences before and knew exactly what to do. I knew just where that ball had landed. I knew which blades of tall grass and milkweed it landed behind, and I dove right through them, crashing to the ground and feeling that hard, round presence crush into my chest. I pulled my arms in, clutched that ball to me, As I rolled over, sprung up from the ground, raised it high above my head, and screamed, "I